Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something, that really needs to be said. And there are times when we need to correct ourselves. This is something I feel like I corrected myself on with what I am doing for years, but I don't feel that I've expressed the message enough, and I feel partially responsible as one of the figures out there who helped spread the idea that the majority of guys are going to get good arms without doing smaller exercises for their arms. Okay, a lot of that happened when I was going through my phase of taking some of the minimalist training really seriously, starting strength and stuff like that for novices. And I still think those are good programs, but you probably need some curls and stuff with them. But that is this idea that guys are going to build good arms, right? Just by doing the big basic movements. And the reality is only people who are genetically gifted in their arms are going to do that. Okay, that's it. That's it. I mean, case in point, even though you had Martin Burkham with Lean Gains, perfect example, back in an earlier era, kind of pointed out, the weighted chins will do a lot for your biceps, and I don't do any curls, but then he also did tricep work. Keep in mind, not only did he do a lot of heavy benching, but he did tricep extensions. So even one of the most minimalist guys out there saying you could get away with that probably for biceps still did tricep work. Okay? He still did tricep work. And that should tell you something. Now, he built up a pretty respectable bench, but did the tricep work affect that? And he was probably the most successful minimalist coach and influencer I've ever heard of. Right, in terms of actually getting jacked and getting people jacked, he was the most successful. And even then, he still did some tricep extensions, even though everything else is very basic. And he's like, look, all I really needed was, benching, chin-ups, deadlifts, squats, and then optimizing his diet. And he had great success, but he still did tricep stuff. When I went through the phases where I didn't really do much arm work, my arms did get smaller. Looking back, my arms did need more work. Now that my arms have gotten better, and they're not the biggest, but I mean at certain angles that you guys can tell. A lot of it's my proportions and my torso is that big. But they're growing again now that I've been doing some arm work. Quite a bit of it again. Okay, I've had phases where I only did some hammer curls and tricep work, but now I'm really focusing on full range of motion, arm work, full range of motion on everything, and lo and behold, my arms have been getting bigger. Now, my forearms have always been jacked from all the pulling, right? I've had some people point that out. Well, it seemed like your forearms got big lately, and then one of my real life friends who's known me for quite a few years chimed in, even on Instagram, thank you, Rick, and he said, no, dude, he's always had big arms in person, big forearms. He's like, it's just since he looks like he's been cutting, they really pop more on the camera. He's like, they've always been big. But biceps, not so much. It's another reason I'm doing quite a bit of bicep work. One of the reasons, like even in some of these vlogs, you'll see me doing more than one type of curl. Yeah, I'm doing these barbell curls, but I'm also coming in doing dumbbell curls and stuff, right? The basic movements contribute. I want to be clear, though. The evidence is pretty overwhelming. Obviously, pull-ups. Obviously, bench pressing help your arms grow. They're not going to give you complete development. If you bench correctly, which again is what I teach people to do, you're going to get a lot of chest from your benching. You're probably not going to get a lot of arm. You're going to get some. It's not going to be maximized. It's only like one head of the triceps probably really going to grow. You're going to need to do some extensions, right? I love pull-ups. I think pull-ups, chin-ups are great. They can help contribute to your arms, particularly chins. But if you want really good arms, you're going to need to do some curls, guys. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm fine with that. And keep in mind, that was only a phase in the middle. When I first started, you guys used to see me doing incline curls, all sorts of stuff, right? And all you had to do the weighted pull-ups and chin-ups way back in the day, over a decade ago. You guys saw me doing curls with dumbbells. I did plenty of extensions. Did all that stuff. My first program that really kind of helped put me on the table was doing the Ice Cream Fitness 5x5. And at the time, it was kind of groundbreaking. Everyone was either doing pure fluff bodybuilding stuff on video formats as far as video content creators, not talking about forums, not talking about bodybuilders, because obviously Ronnie Coleman was doing curls and deadlifts. But no one in their programs were really doing both. It was either, oh, we're doing strong lifts type stuff or starting strength, or, we're just doing a bunch of small isolation type movements. I kind of put out a program that said, hey, here's us taking what's very similar to strong lifts, and let's add some accessories. Let's adjust the programming a little, and let's add some accessories. I think this will work better. By the way, I didn't think I was going to make a bunch of money. I want to be clear. When I made that program and put it out, I had 25 subscribers. I did not think at the time I'd have 100,000 followers one day. I didn't think that program would make thousands of dollars in profits for me. I put it out as a freebie to help people, thinking, hey man, I might make $5 off this. I might get $5 for my efforts. So I want to be clear. It was just to help people, and it worked. And ironically, it's always funny that people bring it up, or it wasn't anything too revolutionary. Well, at the time, it kind of was. Using a popular barbell-only program that I saw some problems with and fixing it. And saying, hey, we should probably do some curls and stuff, guys. It'd probably be a good idea. Here, that's how we'll program them. And I put it out to some of my followers thinking, man, I bet you 10, 20 people might run this free program. So again, to be clear, go back and look at the time frame. I put it out in 2012. But the thing is, guys, I originally put out that message. And kind of in the middle, I fell further into the minimalism at a time when I said, I don't think my content was as good. Okay, that was one of the reasons. If we want to be very specific, that is a specific reason. I don't think anyone other than those who are very genetically gifted in terms of arm development are going to get great arms without doing quite a bit of direct arm work. I'm just going to call it. And I'm not saying the big movements don't help. They will help build the base in it. But any muscle that you really want to maximize, you probably are going to need to make sure that it gets thoroughly worked, right? You're probably going to need to do that if you're not genetically blessed there. And I think that's a reasonable position. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. I don't care if you're a power lifter, a strength guy, a bodybuilder. I think everyone listening who has experience is going to say, yeah, of course. That's a perfectly rational idea. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.